Hi there and welcome. I'm Gabrielle Heikamp, retired medium and QHHT practitioner in Germany near Frankfurt. I'd like to share a story which happened in two episodes with years apart, and it started in 2017. I was during the winter time in Brazil, and I was reading an Edgar Cayce book about him, The Sleeping Prophet, and it blew my mind. And I found it very, very interesting what he was describing and receiving from the spirit world or other realms through beings and information, just very interesting. So I was totally into that book, and I decided, well, why not try something myself? And I started a diary right in the morning. When I woke up, I tried to remember whatever I had dreamt about, even if it made no sense to me. So after doing this writing work of keeping a diary of what I remember from my dream state, I focused, of course, on that because I put some energy and work and thinking into it, and the thing grew. And then one night, after 2 or 3 weeks having done this diary work, I woke up in the middle of the night and found myself floating under the ceiling, and I was looking back at my body lying in the bed, and I felt nearly no connection, no feeling, nothing. Was strange, and I was thinking, well, what a strange tiny little puppet that I was in, and it's still lying there in bed. Something quite disconnected. And then suddenly I heard a booming voice coming from nowhere, but it felt as if it was coming from above. And this booming voice asked me, "Do you want to wake up or do you want to continue sleeping?" Wow, and I knew there was a spiritual awakening that was meant, and not this lying in the body and sleeping. And that was what I was after that since years and years and years. And I thought that I would answer, yes, I want to wake up. But I didn't. And I couldn't control it. And the funny thing was, I started doubting, or something emotionally happened. I couldn't answer yes, and I was going, and with all this, I was waking up, and in my conscious state, I was thinking, wow, why didn't I say yes? Why couldn't I say yes? That's all I want. And I was frustrated with myself, of course, but I noticed, well, there must be something deeper to that, and I wanted to find out, why did I not answer yes? And well, took some time, some thinking, some feeling into it. And then suddenly I recognized, well, I don't know how awaken is like. I don't know how it will feel like, how it will be. I have my ideas, of course. I read many books, but this is only knowledge in the head. So I really was like a child. I don't know what awaken to wake up is like. I want it, but I'm also afraid of it. So I touched the fear, the programmed deep fear of being afraid of the unknown. And after I understood that I still had this fear in me, although I thought of myself, well, I'm not that fearful person. I do things other people don't dare. Many people are afraid if they see a ghost or a spirit of a dead person. I'm used to that. I talk to them, and so there's not that much that frightens me. And I learned through my life you got to have more fear of the humans living on Earth doing something than most of the spirits, although there's not only good in this world and also in the other realms, up to a certain level, let's say. So that was the one part of the experience. And the second part happened years later. I was sitting on my couch and got a little bit tired, so I just closed my eyes and thought I'd take a little nap. And in this slipping into the dream state, into the theta or delta or even alpha, like in meditation, it's another brainwave state. I suddenly found myself right in the middle of a picture, which was very vivid, like a holograph. And I was standing at the edge of a cliff, already with my toes cramped around the edge and trying not to fall down. And as I looked into the abyss, I couldn't see any kind of ground. There was just darkness. And even looking far away to the other side, I couldn't see that there was landscape. It was just a cliff, an abyss, and darkness. And I felt that left and right of me there were these guides of mine, which I know, and they appear to me. I see them like misty gray or bright light figures. They have humanoid form, but I don't see a face or any personal feature. And I just felt them lined to my left and my right side. And they were clapping their hands as if, well, go for the party, jump, jump. And I was thinking, well, are you crazy? That's the example my father used in my childhood when I was with some other gang of children doing something stupid. He said afterwards, didn't you think about it before you did it? If the leader of the group tells you to jump off the bridge, would you do it? Think for yourself. So I was totally in that normal human state of mind, and I asked my guys, are you crazy? I'm gonna die if I jump down there. I can't see a ground, so there is nothing but darkness, and you want me to jump? And they said, that's the leap of faith. Did we ever tell you something wrong? What's your experience with us? Do you trust us? Even if you don't know it now, we can tell you you can trust us and you can jump. Wow, that was working in me, and I thought, okay, that's right. I trust them more than I do myself. I even doubt myself. But if they tell it to me, okay, I can give it a try. At least it's just an experience. I'm not with my real body on that cliff. So I said, okay. And I jumped, and my expectation, that's the human training, was that I would fall down. And I fell for a few meters or so, and then suddenly my arms did this, spread out like wings, and I started flying and hovering. And suddenly I could see light and landscape under me, and it was wonderful. There were trees and little hills and rivers, and everything was just beautiful. And I was starting to jump with joy, shouting, Yahoo! That's wonderful! I'm flying! And they were clapping their hands, my guides, and saying, well, you thought you'd fall, but you're meant to fly. So this was my experience about the leap of faith, to trust and to do something that contradicts the human program mind or your thoughts, and follow your feeling. I hope you can get something from that. I even met later a man who had a similar experience. I told this story once at a public demonstration of mediumship. And after the event ended, the man came from the public area and wanted to speak to me. And he said, I had the same thing happening inside of me. I thought it's a hallucination. It was about jumping and falling, and then suddenly I could fly. And so that was great confirmation for me and also for him. And all we need is confirmation to trust into the things we experience in our inner world. Whenever we close our eyes, we're inside. So that's where the real things happen. That's why Thoth, the Egyptian, said, as above, so below, or like inside, so outside. The whole universe is inside of us. We are a microcosm, and inside everything can happen. So I wish you a good journey with your soul and many interesting experiences to light up your spirit and let you find your way home. Bye.